much different from morning traffic.
Yes, that's for sure.
This isn't yours, is it?
No, I think it's yours.
I
Yeah.
just
Okay.
set it down anywhere.
This meeting is called to order. Our first item of business is the minutes from the June 16th meeting. Have y'all had a chance to look at those?
Yes, ma'am.
Any
Right there.
corrections, changes, or anything?
No, everything looks good.
Okay, we'll go ahead and accept these as presented.
Okay.
And move on. Our next item of business is our favorite. I voted. I thought we'd have more people show up.
So what was really nice was, we had we had 4 of the actual entries of the finalists come and vote. One of them,
here?
yes, they
Oh,
actually
good.
came and voted in person. And then one of the finalists, her brother came to
Ah,
vote. So
how
she
fun.
couldn't come, but her brother came. So so that was kind of fun to get the finalists and their, families, and they came in and voted and everything. So that was fun. And
Good.
I think we have one finalist who's joined us,
Online?
online.
Okay,
So,
well,
yeah.
welcome to
So
that finalist and whoever else is online. But how shall we proceed?
So I
We've
have,
got-
yep, we had 498 responses online, and then 23 people came and voted in person, which is more than what we had in 2024. So
Okay.
yeah, so
Good.
and I've got the certificates in there if you want to.
Shall we start with the finalists or do the winner first?
I think do the winner first, because we know who the
Oh, we do
finalists
know who
are.
the finalists are. The winner is in there for the younger, and that's the winner for the older. And if you all would,
Need to follow.
yeah, go ahead
Or
and
announce it, yeah.
announce it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so the winner for the 9th, 12th grade for the election commission I voted sticker for this year goes to Maddie Brandon.
And do we have a picture of it?
Yes, it's on hers was the one that was the Washington County
Oh, it's on
courthouse.
there. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. Super. Did you sign it?
I did, and
Okay.
then,
Yep.
All right. And Matt, you have the one for the youngers?
This is for the category of kindergarten through 8th grade. And the winner of this one is Russell Woolenzon. Russell, congratulations. If you're not here, if you're listening in, congratulations. Thank you for participating.
So, and Russell's was the one that was all the state symbols,
Oh, yeah.
which was really special. So I think we have really two great winners.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and sign those and,
So what I did for the certificates, and we can, because I don't think we have any, we have some finalists here.
okay.
But I think that's all. I have certificates made for everybody who entered. They each just require one commissioner signature, and then I'll sign on the other side.
Okay.
So that way we can send everybody,
I love that.
a certificate for entry. And then of
Good.
course, our 2 winners will get to see their I voted stickers at the polling locations all throughout the next couple of years. So,
You'll get those ordered.
and I think Renee, in yours, one of the finalists here, Cooper's here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Cooper is here if we wanted to.
Okay,
present
we
that
can
to
present
Cooper.
that to him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cooper, do
would you like to come up?
I know we're putting you on the spot. He's like, no.
Jennifer, can you sign it real quick?
Yeah,
Yeah, you need to sign that part of it.
Sorry, Cooper, we're putting you on the spot.
Come on up.
There you are. Here. Thank you. We appreciate your entry.
So what grade are you in, Cooper? What grade are you in?
I'm going to my senior year.
Gotcha.
Oh,
And so we'll do this
congratulations.
contest again next year. And so we'd love for you to apply with another design.
There you go.
Cooper
Start on it.
Cooper and his brother came up one day and they did them in the office for us. So, and
Oh,
they did an
okay.
excellent job. His brother did a good job too.
Okay, so we have certificates for each
Yes.
one of the entries that we will sign, and then you'll mail them off to them.
Yes, we will. I got smarter this year and got addresses from
Oh,
everyone.
good.
Last year when we did it, I just got email addresses. And so this year we'll be able to mail out certificates. And then this one, Cooper's brother did one, Connor.
Oh,
That way
good.
we can give it to his mother before they leave.
Excellent
Anybody else?
idea.
No one else that's here that I,
You'd like to
Maybe like
sign
down
that?
this
Go
one.
ahead. Yes. And then we might as well just do double duty here and sign them while we're doing the rest of
Yep.
the meeting.
yep, that's what I thought. I thought I set it up where just one commissioner signature was on there.
Yeah,
That way
I
we
think
could
that's smart.
divide it up.
I mean, I'm actually a little surprised that you didn't put your signature in when you printed them.
I should have it all. I'll do the due diligence and sign.
We're working on
Sign
a
and sign.
penmanship.
Yes.
Really. Okay.
Better luck with me. I'm looking for the auto pen.
Yes.
Yeah, really, there are times when that is very convenient. Okay, let's go on then to November 3rd general election. Early vote.
Yes, and I apologize. I have your book in here backwards. It's item number 4.
Oh, okay.
So, but yes. The other day when we were talking about early vote, Matt mentioned something about the length of the times we were there, and then our setup and tear down and kind of how that worked with our schedule and everything. So just as a quick overview, I kind of broke out our early vote sites so that you can clearly see rather than having to
Oh,
go
this is
through.
good.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which ones we have open week 1 and we have to move, then which ones we have open week 2 and we have to move.
okay.
And then the ones that are open for the full 2 weeks, but we have to move because it's not an election day site. And then the ones that are open for the 2 weeks, but stay. And then the ones that are open for week 2, but get to stay. And then the courthouse is
I
required.
like the way you arranged.
When
I
you were,
like the flow.
yeah. I thought, especially it's a big thing to be looking at, and I thought maybe this might help with us looking at the actual sites when they're open and are,
There was some confusion.
Yeah.
In the last one.
Yeah.
You've done a good job.
So.
Okay,
Are you gonna have enough help to move? Because I noticed that some of these are on Halloween.
oh, that's,
So
yeah.
we are all giving up our Halloweens during the day.
No trick or treating.
No trick or treating. So the Saturday before the election is a full day for us. We start at 8 o'clock and we finish by 6 or 7. And it's an all, like, no breaks. And we run basically 3 teams doing it. We have our team, which is the team that does the chain of custody,
Oh,
where we're
good.
picking up the
Yeah.
ballots, we're making sure everything is sealed, we're marking what we picked up. And then we have teams that follow behind us that are picking up and moving or changing out from early vote to election day materials, because that has to be done as well. But we typically have 3 full teams that work. So, yeah.
That's good, because I mean, it's, all those details, you need some focused attention on them
It does.
for
And
each team.
And really, when we did this for the primary, that was the most effective we had
Yeah.
been. We sat down and made a new game plan
Thank you all for
it, a
coming.
new
Thank
way to
you.
do it. And so we plan to replicate that
Good.
again. And it worked out really well for us.
Good.
And the other thing I think that works out really well for us is having our dedicated space.
Right.
In the past, we have had to stack boxes on top of boxes and move things around. But now because of the space we have, we're able to like, every box has a home and
Yeah.
every spot of it's labeled. So everybody knows where that's supposed to go.
And if something's missing.
It's easy to see
Yeah.
because there's not another box
Yeah.
set on top of it.
Good.
So definitely being in this space and having that capability made us more effective than what we have been in the past.
And I love the fact that you brought all those shelves out here on election night and you can clearly see
Right, right.
who had been returned and who was still, it was visible.
Yeah.
The labels were ginormous size and we could see all the way from here. So I really enjoyed that rather than having to be like, how many do we still have left? Who's still coming in?
Right. Well, and that, like I said, that is our ability to be in a dedicated space because we have the ability to set up, to make plans, because that was planned out by us when we thought of putting those boxes in there. We knew that that was a visual that
Right.
when you saw the empty spots, you knew that's that many
That's
polling
still-
places that haven't come in.
Yeah.
And so it was planned out by us
Mhm.
because we had the space
Yeah,
to do it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
good. Any thoughts on any of this? Are we?
No, I like it. I think it's a good plan.
Yeah.
And, you know, take it home, familiarize yourself with it so that we can, over the next couple of months, plant it in our memory that these are the ones that are going to be open for 2 weeks, and these are the ones that are only going to be open for pop-up.
Right.
What else, y'all?
And you don't need a decision on this today or?
No,
Okay.
no, but what we will do, because I feel like as a whole, the commission is fairly
Mhm.
agreeable with this plan. We'll start to go ahead and get the supervisors and the teams
Oh,
in
yeah.
place so that I know now in July where I have holes.
Mhm.
If I have any, I don't know,
Mhm.
I will.
Just a little bit off track, but not too much, I hope. Just kind of as a new guy, help me out a little bit and tell me the various ways we publicize this. I know we do newspaper ads because I get the paper, but what other ways?
So we have it posted on our county website.
Okay.
And it has the links to be able to Google
You
map
can
it.
click-
Okay.
So
you
you
can click the
you can
link.
see where it's at. I do daily social media posts of, hey,
Okay.
these are the sites open today. And the hours that they're open. So every single day of early vote and even up before early vote, we're
Okay.
starting to post it. There's a media post that goes out in the morning. And then in the evening, there's a media post that goes out that says what the turnout was for that day.
Right.
So everybody can kind of see what the turnout was.
Okay.
There's also a website called Voter View, which is where voters can go to see their sample ballots.
Okay.
It has all of the early vote locations listed and election day sites listed
Okay.
as well. We also will send out, candidates are another good source of information in the sense that when we get ready to do the ballot draw, we will send out all of the information for the polling locations and all of that. They're going to want people to know where the polling places are.
Absolutely.
So we have
Okay.
a lot of different venues.
Okay.
And then, of course, the media also does that as well for
Okay.
us. So, yeah.
When we send that out to candidates, do we also put like you can't be within 100 feet of the door? Do we re-publicize those
Yeah.
rules?
So they're going to get one thing that's about the ballot draw.
Okay.
Then we're required also by law to send them a ballot proof so they can see how their name appears on the ballot and the precincts. When I send that list to them, I send them the list of the polling places that don't allow campaign signs. So, because you don't want them to waste their
Yeah.
money putting campaign
Like
signs out.
rallies.
Right. And so we send them a list of places that don't allow campaign signs. And then we send them the reminders about the electioneering. But at the bottom of our website where I have all the polling places listed. That electioneering law is there as well. So we list the sites as well. So yeah.
That been much of a problem the last few elections. I know there was one candidate in particular that was challenging that, but he lost his case.
Yeah. The campaign signs is difficult for us
Yeah.
because more and more locations don't want campaign signs on their sides.
Okay.
And so sometimes that shifts. And so it can become an issue for us, especially if it shifts in the middle of the election or if we inadvertently didn't get it advertised. And so we try and get the word out, hey, they're not going to allow you to have campaign signs there.
Okay.
But we do our best because we have to make the property owners,
Yeah.
they have to be willing to let us
No, absolutely.
stay.
Yeah.
And so we do what we can in
Okay.
regards to that. So, yeah.
It gets hard,
It,
especially if you've got somebody who is militant about it,
yeah,
one way or the other.
yeah. So,
Trying to keep everybody happy.
yeah.
That's hard.
We'll have a chat.
There you go. All right, I think I spelled my name right on that.
Does your signature change?
Well, it might. After all this, it's gotten really sloppy. My fourth grade penmanship teacher would not be happy.
She'd make you redo half of them, huh?
Yeah. You got more of them to print. Okay, any other questions on this particular sheet that will be your take home duty to memorize?
There will be a test on this.
Yes, really, for the next couple of months. Okay, if there's nothing more on that, then we'll go on to the 2027 budget, which I
Which
know
is
is going to be
Item
more
30.
involved.
Yes. So on the 2027 budget, when I initially presented it to the commission, we had talked about the possibility of getting 2 new computers from ES&S.
Right.
Those computers are hardened computers. They're set up by ES&S. They cannot be connected to the internet. So there is a cost
Yeah.
to those
And you,
computers.
and to be clear, you can only purchase those particular ones
Yes.
from ES&S.
Yes, we cannot go to Best Buy or Amazon and buy a computer and then put the program on it. It has to come through ES&S. So the cost for those computers was $7,570. I did,
2 of them?
yes, for 2
Okay.
of them. And that includes the price of the computer, but it also includes the cost of the installation.
Okay.
Oh, right. Yes.
So the installation itself is $3,080. And that's the putting the program on
Mhm.
and all of that.
Okay.
So,
Have you, you've talked to them?
yes, I did. I reached out to them about that. And I also reached out to them about the age of our computers.
Yeah.
They're 7 years old. So they're still running on Windows 10, which that's the base though of our software. So it doesn't matter that everybody else may have moved on from Windows 10. That's the
Correct.
base of our software. And so I did ask about that, and this is the cost of it. We do have one currently that we have to keep plugged in because
Yeah.
the battery, we can tell the battery's
Yeah.
going on it, but we have the backup for it.
Do you still get service on Windows 10? Is it still supported? I thought that was one of, they were gonna drop.
So their software works on that program,
Yeah.
but we don't use it for anything but their software.
Okay.
So it doesn't, we don't,
Doesn't affect it.
yeah, we don't even have, there's not even Word or Excel or anything on those
No
computers.
pen If I copy and
Oh,
paste things
yeah.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's,
There's no internet on them, so you can't do anything on them.
yeah,
Right.
so there's no,
Okay.
we can't create documents on them.
Yeah.
You can only use the program part of
Which
it.
makes sense for a security standpoint.
Yeah.
So it's how we keep our elections secure.
Yep.
Mhm.
And the integrity of them. So.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and then the cost for the BOD computer is $1,780. That one is just the cost for the laptop. The last time we ordered one, they charged me the software setup fee, but we ended up setting it up ourselves. So they took that off. And so I was like, we can, that
Do it
one
again.
we can set up.
Yeah.
That's the ballot on demand.
Yeah.
That gives us a backup for that one. So that's,
Is that laptop basically a backup, is my understanding?
yes,
Okay.
this one would be a backup for the one because, if it goes out, we can't print ballots.
Mhm.
So, yeah. So, so I got the cost, so we have an accurate cost, for that line item for the computer IT equipment. That took it from $5,000 to $10,000. So that is a significant change, but it is needed. It's not
That's
necessarily
on
a
next year's
next year's budget.
budget.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the cost for the training was a little bit more. It's $2,250 a day times 4. So that is a big investment in the training for program your
Mhm.
own. However, there is a good possibility we can split that cost with our neighboring counties, which
Yeah.
is what we have done in the
Right.
past. But in case we can't, I went ahead and built the entire cost of the PYO training. So that took it to from $1,000 to $10,000 for the PYO training.
No, I think that was smart. I think you had to do that just in case we're not able to. We still have to have the training.
Right.
Yeah, you have the
Wow.
training.
It
Wow.
training,
Yeah.
3101
Okay.
is
Training
that,
education,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that, but we have an explanation of why that cost
Mhm.
is increasing. As I thought through the process of, this is an investment in an individual that we are making.
Right.
Initially, I had removed the position we had as a salary full-time position for a programmer. However, in the event that we don't have our 2 programmers, because we can't,
Pull somebody off
we
the
want
streets.
success for everyone.
You can.
If we needed to hire someone,
Yeah.
we would need to hire them as a full-time position. Our 2 programmers that we have now can do it in a
Yeah.
second and
Yeah.
are skilled and have all of that. But I don't, we want to set ourselves up for a success. So because the position was already built into our budget and I had asked the comptroller to remove it, I went ahead and asked them to put it back because it is better to keep it in our budget
Yeah.
and vacant
Yeah.
than have to go to the quorum court and ask for a new position.
Right.
Since it's
Absolutely.
already in our budget, it's already there, it's in our budget for this year, it's just vacant. I'm gonna keep it in our
Good.
budget, so that impacted the salary full-time budget line item.
Good.
So
Will that have to be graded? Is that a position that's already been graded?
So it is a position that's graded,
Mhm.
and this individual will come in, like, depending on they'll come in at the lowest grade of that position. So unless they have experience, like if we were to get someone who had been a programmer in another county or had been
Oh,
doing things,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they could come in with a little bit more experience, but yeah, so.
Unless one of our part-time people wanted to go full-time.
I saw 2 heads shaking.
But-
No.
And that's.
Because you would promote internal promotion.
So my thinking is when I'm looking at this 2027 budget, I also have to be looking at 2028.
Right.
I
Yeah.
can't be just the one single year. I have to be 2
Mhm.
years because we will start setting up the presidential primary in September of
It's in March,
2027.
right?
It's in March and filing will start in November.
Yeah.
But we need to have our precincts, our district
Mhm.
relations and all of that sort of stuff set up.
Right.
So it's not something that I can just wait until January 1st of
No.
2028
No.
and decide, yeah, let's get a new
Right,
programmer in
right.
here.
No, we don't want to do that.
So this gives us the ability to do that, if needed.
Okay,
So.
super. So this is basically the nuts and bolts. And you're gonna give this to to defend it to the county judge?
Yeah, so what has happened in the past? Oh, one other thing, I put that $7,000 in there for capital
Oh,
outlay,
yeah.
which that $7,000 is to get the intercom system.
Mhm.
If we don't get the grant, if I find out we get the grant within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'll pull that out.
Okay.
But that gives us that flexibility. So what I will do is I will turn this budget into the comptroller, and then the comptroller will set up a meeting with myself and the county judge, and the county judge kind of goes over it. And then it gets presented to the quorum court as part of his packet,
Oh, right.
unless there are things in it that we are asked to come in to defend. But we haven't in the past several years had to come in and defend anything.
Well,
So-
and it being an off year, there's not a lot to defend.
Right, it is lower, obviously, than
Mhm.
2026, because we don't have all of the salary part-time in there, which is for all the poll workers. So yeah.
And the grant, when did we hear a decision on that? Again,
So-
don't remind me.
July-ish.
Okay.
So
So is there any reason if we are awarded the grant that we would say, no, we don't want it? Because technically it's not our final decision, is it? It's
no,
whose final decision is it to
So
accept it?
the grant that would come to us is specific for security needs for the election commission. So when that grant, if we receive that grant, we would need to spend it on security
And
needs.
that doesn't go through the county. at
Well,
that
it
grant.
does. It will come into the county, and the grants department will process it. It gets approved by the quorum court, but the money is for us to spend.
Okay.
And it has to be very specific. So that's why the intercom system would qualify. And so we would be able to, when we accept the grant, they're going to give us, how are you going to spend it? And then we're going to tell them, we have to tell the grant people how we're spending it. And then that all runs through the quorum court.
I think
as
that's
per the-
pretty much for any grant, the county
Right.
has to accept it
Yeah.
through the quorum court.
Yes.
Okay.
It's dispersed to the
Mhm.
agency or office.
And is the grant division already aware of these plans?
So when the SOS came and did the walkthrough assessment,
Mhm.
I had given you guys that last month.
Mhm.
That's where they walked through and said, hey, if you could get this, or if you could
Mhm.
get this, and it applies to like fireproof safes.
Mhm.
It would apply for us to get more of the blue ballot boxes. Anything that would have to do with election security would qualify under that grant. And so when they did the assessment, they walked us through all the different things that we could use it for.
But was the county involved?
No, that
The
is,
county was not involved, so there is a chance, even if we get awarded this money, the county could say no.
no.
Okay.
The quorum court would have to not accept the grant,
Right.
but why would they?
I don't know.
I mean, it's pretty,
I'm just,
it's really,
like,
it's,
you know, like I'm always on the
Yeah.
other side just in
Yeah.
case.
it's
Well-
really
I'm glad that
straight.
you-
What ifs?
I'm glad that you built that into the budget just in case something
Yeah,
happens.
it's really
so.
straightforward, the grant process,
Yeah.
fairly.
And if we know it's coming up, I mean, we could go and speak to it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It has to be put
Yeah,
on the
right.
agenda to, or, at that point to speak to it, why we need it and everything.
Yeah.
So kind of make our case, if you will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Speaking of the security enhancements, have we moved any further with the door
So,
stuff?
I have,
Get us off track too much.
no,
That's
so
on my mind.
I wanted to wait, when I talked to the security people, they can install this in for us as soon as I give them the word go.
Okay,
We can have it before we move into August, most likely.
okay.
I am hoping though, I've kind of held off because what if we get the grant and they tell us like July 1st or 2nd?
Yeah.
I can coordinate the two processes
Right.
together and it's
Okay.
easier on the security company.
Yeah.
So I have paused for just like a couple of weeks, but our quote is still good. He's like, your
Mhm.
quote is good.
Good.
He's like, and
And that'll be for both buildings,
Yes.
right?
yeah,
Okay.
for both buildings. But I just, and fingers crossed, we might get some money.
Mhm.
I don't know if we will, but
Yeah, well, you never know.
Yeah.
Until it's, you walk in one day and there it is.
yeah. And I don't know how many other counties had security assessments. They may look at it and say, well, this county has a greater need than
Yeah.
your county
Yeah.
has. Or they may say every county gets $1,000, you know, or it's all awarded to one county. That is all
You
the
don't have any
Secretary.
idea how much is available.
No, and that's the other thing you don't know, because the
Yeah.
federal government will come out and say, here's what we're giving the state.
Right.
And then the state will look at it and say, here's what we're giving to each county. So, yeah.
And I've seen in the past too, where they had a certain amount of funds available and they
Yeah.
just based it off of years historically, and then they got more money.
Oh.
And then counties who, they usually try to spread it out. So it's like
Yeah.
usually every other year.
Mm.
But if you request it every year, sometimes you still get it every year, but sometimes you don't. It just depends on the total number of applicants.
Yeah.
And we've not ever made this particular request before, so this is the first
Oh,
time
good
we have,
point.
we have
We
made
haven't
this
needed
request.
to when we were in the
Right.
courthouse.
Yeah.
But I think Washington County has. So I
Yeah.
think you have to look at the award history of
Oh.
Washington County since it has to come through the county.
So these are different. So this is
Okay.
the Help America Vote Act. So these are the HAVA funds that are just dedicated for elections.
Okay.
So it's not just the different types of grants that are available. These are just the election grants,
Love it.
basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, any more comments, questions on, the budget for next year? Because, I mean, you'll be probably presenting that in August.
So
Maybe
we
sooner.
have been fortunate that the past few years, once we've turned it into the county judge and I've had my meeting with the county judge to kind of go over everything, we haven't had to present to the quorum court. That could be entirely different. They may have a different plan,
Yeah.
because in the past, we've had to go
Yes, we
and
have.
defend our budget line by line. Whether they're going to do that or not this year, I don't know. So I'll just keep everyone in the loop
Okay.
how that goes.
Let's see, they have to have the budget set by the end of the year, do they not?
Yes.
So
December 31st.
normally they get that done.
Well,
Into the
we
fall.
had it in September and then it seemed like it got pushed back.
There's,
They have voted on the final budget all the way into December.
yes.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So the goal sometimes I think is to try and do it by November.
Right.
But sometimes that goal's not met and you have to pass it. What happens is if you don't pass the budget in December, they pass a new state law in 2025. That means your budget from the previous year rolls over to the next year, because Jefferson County did not pass a budget and they had people who were working and were not getting paid and they wouldn't pass it. And so the legislature was in session and they
Yeah.
passed that bill saying it rolls over. So,
Wow.
yeah. So.
I noticed for training and education, you have money there, but you don't have any meals and lodging. So I'm assuming training will be on site here.
Yes, so in the past for the odd year, we have done training here locally. And then when I go to Little Rock, the SOS
Pays for that.
picks that
Yeah.
up for me.
Oh.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Good.
So,
And we, refresh my memory here, we used to have a sort of a food budget for things, and we don't really have that anymore.
we do, it's up in 2005.
Eight
Under
hundred
supply.
this year, 500 next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
There it
because
is.
we will bring in, so every year we are required to train our poll workers before the March election. So once we know what March election we're having, it could be one side, it could be 10. We don't know. So we'll bring in those poll workers and train those. And the food is coffee
Yeah.
and sodas and that type of thing. And then we also like to, in August of 2027, we will know what all the new laws are that pertain to
Right.
elections. And so we bring in our supervisors to start talking to them about,
Mhm.
this is what you're going to see.
Okay.
You're still going to come to training in 2028, but we want to get ahead
Yeah,
of the game. And so we bring them in August.
Have you, had any rumblings about what election laws may be in the offing next year?
So, I know, that there's going to be a look at ballot layout, because
Oh,
one of the interesting things when we talk about ballot layout, what order do the state offices go in?
Oh,
There's nothing in the law book that says what order.
right.
So in theory,
It's
you would
common
think
sense.
governor, lieutenant
Mhm.
governor, okay, but then once you get past those, is auditor or secretary of
Right.
state or like what order would you
Yeah.
put them in? And so there isn't like even county offices. So once you get kind of past county judge and county sheriff, then what would be the
What takes
order?
priority?
Exactly. JPs are easy. It's 1
Yeah,
through 15.
right.
You know, so I think there has been some discussion about that. That will be, so the SBEC will put out their
Yeah.
their things, and that was one of them, cleaning up some
Okay.
language for that.
You get the
So,
same thing with the legislature too.
Yeah.
Even though, I mean, it's separated, I guess depends on what district you're in, but
mhm. Yeah, we always put state senate first and then state rep, because in my mind, that
Mhm.
kind of, but there is no
We've
kind
just-
of like,
We've just applied a hierarchy that was never stated in law.
right, or kind of like what you think,
Yeah,
what logically
yeah.
would be, and this would be a consistency to
Has
make
there-
every ballot kind
Has
of
there
be
been
similar.
a complaint about that?
No, I think what happened is when we were looking at the ballot language for the primary about the unopposed candidates, there was a lot of, not necessarily here, but kind of like, well, how is the ballot layout? Like, what are the headings supposed to be?
Right.
You know, and so I think that discussion just kind of got started.
Yeah.
And they want to give us clear guidelines,
Sure.
because if we're all trying to guess what it's supposed to be,
75 different ways to do it.
that's the problem.
then
Yes.
y'all typically, if you're unopposed, then you just kind of list them by alphabetical order off to the side somewhere.
In,
That's the
Mhm.
way I read it, I thought,
yeah.
when I voted last time.
Yeah, it is. But then when we go into the general election,
Yeah.
where we were able to have the single list, now they get put on as individuals rather
Okay.
than in a big list. And then certain ones that were unopposed, so JPs, for instance,
Yeah,
JPs that are unopposed in the primary get listed on the primary ballot. But JPs that are unopposed, once they make it to the general election, don't have to be listed on the ballot. So there is, I mean, there's a lot of differences
Right,
between the
right.
primary and the general ballot. So I think maybe kind of a look at how we can make this clear for, for all the
Well,
counties.
I mean, it actually sounds like the legislature could really
yeah.
mess it up for us.
Do we need to,
Yes.
my question, do we need to give this some thought and, make a suggestion?
Yeah, I
Do
think
it.
if we're going to do that, I mean, if
Kind of
they're gonna,
get out in
work
front
on
of this
it.
a little bit.
Mhm.
yeah, I think we'd be in good standing.
I mean, and we need to think about the people who are building the ballot.
Exactly.
Having to deal with that, and how much paper we're actually gonna, print off at the end
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. So one of the things that we've always done in the past is the SBEC will now start putting together what they want as future bills. We monitor that.
Uh-huh.
And traditionally, the commission has met to say, yes, we like that. No, we don't like that. Or could it be this?
Hmm.
Or also things that we happen to notice with inside the county that come up. And we have suggested legislation before in the past. So you will
Yeah.
start to see that on our agendas as
Okay.
we get. And then once we get into November and December, we will make a bigger push, because then we know who our electeds are.
Right.
And we have several
And
friendly
Many of them
representatives.
are at that point preparing
Yes.
different bills
Mhm.
that they plan to sponsor.
Yeah. And then during the legislative session, we watch the legislative session daily, and I send out updates of when
Okay.
things are going to be heard, what this bill does, what if there's changes that need to be made.
Okay.
And so we have a Northwest Arkansas regional group of commissioners and coordinators that I send out daily updates to.
Okay,
So
good.
yeah, so we'll start
Okay.
to do that.
I
So
hope
yeah.
one of the laws to clean up is about who appears on the ballot, because even then that's kind of which candidate offices appear that we have to put on the ballot,
Right.
and ones that we don't, we can just put
Mhm.
unopposed, or
Mhm.
it it differs and it's
Yeah.
not clear and
It,
it's so, you have to read everything to know if we're
Yeah.
doing it right. And that's another reason why we have to send it. It has to get approved.
Mhm.
and it differs between elections.
Yes.
Mhm.
So yeah, so, but I think I would be having unopposed candidates on the ballot. I understand the, the need to see the candidates, but not having on the ballot frees up space on the ballot, frees up proofing, everything you
sure.
add to the ballot, if it's something that's going to be, elected,
Mhm.
um, does it need to be on the ballot? Because every time you put something on the ballot, there's an opportunity to prove it
Mhm.
wrong.
Mhm.
Have a candidate name misspelled or have it not, connected to the proper district and all of that. So, yeah. So,
Well, that's, we'll just keep tabs on that
Mhm.
at this point. And, but I think we need to look closely and maybe, suggest this is a good way. It's a sensible way to put the ballot.
Yeah.
We need feedback from y'all. People who are actually,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
working the keyboard.
Yeah.
We need input from you guys.
right. So we'll keep tabs on that. What else?
Oh, those guys.
I know. Well, I mean, God bless the legislature, but unless they know what's going on
Yeah,
in
Mhm.
a county commission or a county election office,
yeah.
they don't always think about the right way to do it.
and sometimes you have unintended consequences
Yes.
of something that sounds like, oh, this is a great bill, but then there's unintended consequences
Right.
behind it that you're like, oh,
Whoops.
now what do we?
And then,
what do we do?
they have to wait 2, 4, 6 years to correct it.
Right. Because one of the things that, normally for a general election, we have 15 days to certify.
Mhm.
But when they passed that bond, that's going to be on the ballot, that's statewide, it had 10-day certification.
Mhm.
So that's where you're like, oh, if only the two had looked at one another and they would have said 15 days in there, we could have kept our certification
Yeah.
date normal, but now we have
Right.
to bump it up. And so there's always those kind of like,
That's if it passes, right?
no,
This one,
I
sorry.
think even if it fails, we have to certify.
Certify it.
In 10 days, yeah.
Yeah.
We looked at that law.
And that will say, yeah, I mean, that'll be the absolute certification. Yes, it failed. No, it passed. We have to still do that. within
Because we
10 days.
have to upload the results, the way that is very specific, even in that portion of the law, that the results have to be uploaded to the state at the 10-day.
Okay, so you have this out there, and you put it up to a vote and it fails,
Mhm.
so it doesn't have the effect of becoming law, but yet you have to comply
Has to be yeah.
with the certification requirement contained within the legislation that just failed.
Yes.
I'm glad
Stacy,
you
you got
get
that?
Because we're certifying that it failed. Basically, you're certifying
Yeah.
the results,
Yeah,
whether it passed or didn't pass, you're certifying the results.
You're getting it. Tom does too by his face.
Attorney General.
Yeah, probably. Okay, any more on the budget? If not, we'll go to other business.
Do you need us to approve it or? are you
So
submitting
if
it?
the commission is satisfied with this, the only other changes I would make, and because I just had a meeting with the comptroller to add that one position
Mhm.
back in, even
Right.
though it technically wasn't removed. The only thing that might change is the social security, the FICA.
Oh,
So
because
those
of
are
that.
kind of, yeah, so those I didn't quite have those numbers, so there might be a change in there, but really the bottom numbers, the supplies and stuff, that I think, unless the commission has any questions, I think should remain the same
Yeah.
as what I have presented.
We're gonna meet again in July sometime.
If,
Or is it August?
so we have August, the
6th.
6th as our next meeting. So what we can do is I can present to the judge on this on the 15th or 16th when it's due, and then come back to the commission after that meeting
Oh.
to say he had questions or,
Oh,
or
okay.
this or that, if there's something we needed to
Yeah,
do. So,
And if
yeah.
he had a deadline, we could call an emergency session.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we can, as long as we give notice to the media within 2 hours,
Yeah.
we can have a meeting. So, yeah, if we felt like we needed to.
as long as. I mean,
The other thing I was thinking too, we may hear about this, funding issue too.
Yes, and once I hear about that, I will call for a commission meeting because my understanding, it's pretty quick, your turnaround
Oh,
to
yeah.
tell them what you want to spend the money on. That's why I went ahead and got that quote. Because I have it to be able to
is
just
that
say.
is that gonna be delayed by, I mean, we're talking timing by when the, form court meets?
So let's say we got it in July. Let's say we got it the first week of July.
Right,
Then we could hopefully present it to the Finance and Budget Committee.
yeah,
And then it would go on to the quorum court. But it could be delayed until August.
Yeah. yeah, that's
So
what I
yeah.
was thinking.
But when I talked to a couple of coordinators who received the grant it was this year, I think they received it. They had like a 2 week time frame,
Oh,
like it was
really?
like fast. And
Wow.
and so yeah, she said once they got the go ahead, she said it came pretty fast. So yeah.
So that could really push things up for us.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just have to forget those vacations this summer.
Well, I think the rules allow us to do remote as well.
Yeah, it
And
does,
you still
that's
have
right.
voting rights.
That's right.
So if you happen to be in a beach somewhere, Matt.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'll be.
We do have to see you on video. You can't, it does require
Yeah, you
that,
gotta have your
the
face
video
up there.
is on, so
Oh, my
yeah.
goodness. In all your glory. All right, we'll probably revisit the budget in July if you have any hearing about
Yeah.
that.
If I find out from the state about the funding, or if after I meet with the county judge and there's questions about the budget, then
Right,
I will
right.
get in touch with the
We'll do that.
commission. So yeah.
Okay, but other than that, our next scheduled meeting is August the 6th.
Yes,
At 9 a.m.
yes.
No afternoon traffic.
Right. Okay, well, let me ask you, as we talked about
Mhm.
possibility of a meeting Monday night. Do you want to discuss that at all
Yes.
on other business?
So, I know that Buildings and Grounds is working on a 5-year plan for county buildings. And I believe part of that includes the election commission. And this is a 5-year plan. This is not like something that is going to be turned around and done tomorrow. And so Buildings and Grounds is doing a presentation on the 5-year plan on Monday at County Services to talk about needs for the county. Some of those needs are the ADA needs. So that is
We
definitely,
talked about last time.
yes, so that definitely is a topic of conversation. Now, this discussion is going to be led by Buildings and Grounds. We are part of it in the sense that there is a look to see about combining our two buildings into a bigger building. And so we would be in that 5-year plan. But these are all kind of
Squishy plans.
wait and see projects, what would be ideal, that type of thing. So yeah.
So Monday, the 29th.
Monday, the 29th, at 6:00. And the Buildings and Grounds will be presenting the budget.
Okay.
When I looked on the agenda, it only says presentation by Buildings and Grounds. There's no supporting documents or anything
Okay.
like that
And
with it.
where, what?
The quorum courtroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it going to be?
It can be
video?
live streamed.
Okay.
So if you want to watch it
Okay.
live streamed,
That might
it can be
I think I'll just drive down there.
live
Okay.
streamed as well.
Yeah.
You're going to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's probably not a bad idea just to tell them we're paying attention to this.
Oh, absolutely.
In person,
Oh,
Yeah.
bodies help.
Otherwise, they'll tell where we'll end up.
Yeah. Just curious, Are there any buildings right now that the county owns that are just sitting there begging for a commission?
I think the county has some buildings, but I don't think they're, like you
Suitable.
can just walk in
Yeah.
and like turnkey.
Right.
Like I don't think there's any like turnkey buildings that the commission could occupy.
Yeah,
Or that would have our space needs.
right.
I mean, for the first time, having this space here was wonderful to
Yeah.
go backwards
I know.
would,
It-
would not be.
It has spoiled us.
Yeah, so those are, 5-year plans of what, kind of county needs, building needs, ADA needs.
Yeah.
Of course, we're part of
Different-
that.
A different administration next January too.
Yeah.
Which could completely upend all the things that they talk about tomorrow or just Monday night.
Now, the ADA needs are ADA
Yeah.
needs, and so those kind of become in some ways non-negotiables.
Right.
You know.
But still, even that
It's that way
would
for every building.
it is-
potentially
Yes,
be up in the air under a new administration with different
Yeah.
ideas.
Yeah. so, but these could be,
Yeah.
great, wonderful plans and we don't know, that's
Yeah,
the
we
thing,
don't.
but we do want to stay in the loop
Absolutely.
of what the plans are.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And it's
So,
good to see where we fall, like to see what other needs are in the county to figure out, is this an
Where-
immediate
Well-
need? And then where do we fall in that?
Where we fall, let's see,
And,
way low.
see someone down there walking into this office, looking around and say, well, there's a few desks over here and a few tables and chairs. And
Yeah, and there's a lot of leftover
there's a lot of
room,
leftover
but
space.
we
so
use it.
so,
They'd have to actually be here on election night
Yes.
to,
Yeah,
to get the full.
and other days.
yeah.
Training.
When we were at the courthouse, our offices, and we had 3 small offices at the courthouse. They often took tour of our offices and were like, do y'all need all this space? And everything is like packed.
I
to
do
the
remember
wall.
that.
We're like,
And even in the
yeah.
places where it
So,
shouldn't be.
so yeah, so, yes, they have looked at our spaces for quite a while, and then we got pushed to the road department.
Mhm.
And then we got moved here, which this has been a great,
Yeah, we
great
don't
move
need to
for
be,
us.
there's no need to feel ungrateful for the space that we have.
Right.
And we've really been grateful for it.
Well, no, because when you pull all those machines out of
Oh,
there.
yeah.
And you
Absolutely.
start training people on them and
Yeah.
everything, yeah.
When we have poll worker training, this whole area is full of
Yeah.
tables. Like there's not a space in here that is not utilized. When we did, the
The
recount,
recount.
every single
Yeah.
space in here was utilized.
When you do all this, do y'all take a few pictures to show everything that's laid out, all the tables and chairs so that, we need to be able to
We-
communicate that to people.
Again,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
We need to be able to
next time we'll know.
communicate that to people and say, it looks,
Yeah.
pretty empty right now, but,
Mhm.
Right.
here's a real work day.
Right. And, so like the recount is live streamed.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you can see the full utilization. Election night,
Right.
that is all live streamed. But yes, the tables for training we did because having the space and the proper tables, we were able to train in a very effective way. So we were
Mhm.
like, in 2
Yeah.
years, will we remember how we put those tables together? So we're
That's why I
like,
take a picture.
yes.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
yeah,
And remember where you
Mhm.
put that picture.
yeah.
Now, the training sessions we've had at the sheriff's office, which they've been so kind to lend us their training room, will in the future be able to be done here?
So we plan, the ones done by the State Board of Election Commissioners,
Yeah.
honestly, I think doing them over at the Emergency Planning Building is for the best because they have mounted on that one
Oh,
wall, the
yeah.
4 big giant TV screens.
Okay.
So if you're sitting there watching the PowerPoint presentation, kind of no matter where you're sitting in that room, you can see what is actually being presented there. And so I just need to coordinate. I just have to
Yeah.
coordinate with them. And when the state board was here the last time, they loved that space.
Good.
And you could hear better in
Yes,
there
it was
than the
so
sheriff's
good.
office. The sheriff's office was great. We loved being there and they were so gracious to us. But when we do the big training from the
Mhm.
state board, because they do PowerPoint presentations, we'll continue to do it over there unless we get a wall of these.
Well, we're looking over our budget. What do we need?
That in.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
So yeah, but what was nice, the PowerPoint presentations I think are good when you're doing some type of like the sessions you all set through. But when we did the poll worker training, because we were able to do the table in a U shape,
Yeah.
I didn't rely on a PowerPoint presentation because it was all hands-on, but I had access to everybody that sat in there because I could see everything and walk through them, and it worked. It was really. Yeah, it was really nice.
See to see
Yeah.
who was struggling or who
Right.
couldn't keep
Yeah.
up or where they were.
Yeah, we had greater, and we did smaller classes.
They could hear you better.
Yeah,
Oh,
they could
good.
hear me
Okay.
better in
Yeah.
here too. And because we didn't have to rely on the sheriff's office, when we did it at the sheriff's office, it was a struggle to just get a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they have so many things going on over there. But because we did it here, I did it in 2 weeks. So I did smaller classes. I did one class a day. And it just was overall
Yeah.
so much better
More
for us.
effective.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we will see what happens Monday night. My sense is that whatever happens Monday night, since Jennifer said it's a 5-year plan,
Mhm.
who knows how quickly they'd want to
Yeah.
implement whatever.
That can
And
change in 6 months
yeah,
or
exactly.
7.
So, yeah. But, so it's probably a good idea to keep an eye on it, but there's nothing immediate that we,
Other than
Probably
the
will need-
security stuff that has to be done.
Yes.
Are y'all generally happy with the way you're set up here?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Find it to be functional and
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're really gonna like having the badge doors. I think
Yes.
that is really gonna make a difference for us. But yeah, overall, I think we are,
I can't think of anything. They were really great when they put in all of our outlets. They were great when they built out the space for us to be able to put things. So
yeah. The only thing, and this had been talked about, and maybe this is still part of a plan, we would love to have a second bathroom.
Oh,
But if they're
yes,
looking
that's
to
right.
expand a building, it's kind of one in a kitchen, yes.
Yeah.
Because we have a little break room, but
Mhm.
if you need to wash something, yeah, so,
Yeah.
but
Well, if Angela is envisioning a storefront here,
mhm,
we're talking about a bigger project
yeah.
than just putting badges on the door.
Well, and even a bigger project than when they came in and painted the
Right.
ceiling and did the pony wall back there
Oh,
and
yeah.
all, because
Mhm.
that was actually bid out when they did all that, because originally this was all yellow.
yeah, it's just insulation.
Yeah,
And
and the
it
walls
and it
looked,
floated down.
yeah,
too.
and the walls looked like cheesecloth.
Oh,
They-
that's
Yeah,
right, yeah.
it was,
It was interesting
yeah.
because it wasn't really what was in here before you.
Sign
It
shop.
was the sign
Sign
shop,
shop?
but before that, it was where you dropped off your
It was
recycling
It was the great
and all of that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
for
So-
all of the old counties.
And there still is a sign out there that says
This is
Boston.
not the place.
Because we still, at least
Yeah.
once a month,
Oh,
someone
yeah.
tries to drop off tires or batteries or paint or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
here. So, yeah.
Actually, my husband has some things he's dropping off today.
Just having, just having drive by and we'll say, well, you can't do it here.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, enough of that.
no, I think I'll try to get down there Monday. to
Okay.
Get see what there's.
Yeah, see that, I mean,
It could be, this could be a total non-thought or afterthought, this.
right.
Hey, we gave them a building.
And is that
Good.
this Monday or July 29th?
It's July 29th
Monday.
or
Oh, no,
June
June-
29th.
oh,
It is
okay.
this Monday.
okay.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry.
Monday.
It's for July County Services.
Okay,
But it is this coming Monday, the 29th. Yes.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
the quorum court.
In the quorum courtroom. Yeah.
I'll test my badge down there.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
All
You
right.
can text me because I'll be there. If it doesn't work.
Okay.
It should be open
Yeah.
to the public, the public meeting.
Well, if you go in the bottom
Yeah,
entrance,
yeah.
yeah,
I'll
that
be
would
able
be
to.
where it would work. So, yeah.
It worked.
Do you think it works in the bottom? I've been up there in
So yours, so they do turn them off if they haven't been used
what I
there
thought,
in 6 months. So it is very well that yours might not work. So, yeah,
Yeah.
because you
She
haven't.
looked at me and didn't even give me an option. She said, nope, you have no building access anywhere.
So,
Well,
Okay.
as long as we get our building access here, we're okay. All right, if there's no other business.
Well, could we revisit the Unearth a Story, the summer reading program you guys are doing? Because I know you have some dates coming up.
Oh.
yes,
okay.
so we opened up the dinosaur election to anyone who came in and voted on the I voted stickers. So that was fun. The kids got to do the dinosaur thing too. We will be at the Elkins Library on July 1st. We will be at the Prairie Grove Library on July 9th, the Springdale Library on July 11th, and then the West Fork Library on July 22nd. So all the kids will be voting on the dinosaurs at each of those elections, but I'm going to wait till after we go to the Prairie Grove one or West Fork one on the 22nd to announce by library and then overall what was the favorite dinosaur for Washington County. And so that has been a lot of fun. When we did it in Lincoln, we had 71 kids vote. Well, and adults, kids and adults, come in and vote. And it was fun to just to get to see them. They're like, oh, they
Yeah.
could see them on the screen and everything. So it was a lot of fun. So so we'll follow up with the other 4 libraries.
Well, I think the main thing on that is to get the children comfortable with, this is an election screen. This is, I used to bring my children every time I voted, even from, very small. But they look at that screen and they get comfortable with it, just like they're comfortable with an iPad or some of them with a telephone.
Well, and even the parents, so a couple of the parents, when they brought their kids in to vote on the I voted sticker, they didn't anticipate that it would be the voting machine.
Okay.
And they were like, oh, these are what we vote on. So just for the parents as well to be like, okay, this is a teachable moment for the kids, and so I think it's just good overall for the commission to be out in the public talking about voting. I do have, an event at the Fayetteville Library in September where I'll be going to talk about voting at the Fayetteville Library. And then I also will have the Osher Learning Center. I'll be doing a talk about voting, and we're actually going to do that here to talk about how we do LNA, how the equipment is set up, how we're testing, just kind of all of those things. So those are a couple of other community outreach things that we'll have. Those are geared towards adults, though.
No, I love that you do that. I love that we try to make us as transparent as possible. And I think those kind of environments, most people have questions about the election,
Sure.
but they're too intimidated. And when you bring kids in,
They don't even know where we are a lot.
No.
And if we were to move, it would be a completely different spot.
but a topic like dinosaurs, it's very safe to ask those generic questions. And so
Yeah.
I appreciate
Yeah.
you doing that. And
That's right.
I love that we're working with the local libraries to encourage early reading and early voters. So
Yeah. Our future voters is what we've been calling them. So yeah, so
that's better.
Yep.
Super. All right. Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. Anything else that we need to mention? All right, we're adjourned.
But nice.
everything.